All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with Fnatic emphasized NightEnd against Liquid Ret. Both these players will be squaring off on the map Bel'Shir Beach. This will be a Zerg versus Protoss. A map, nope, not a map, a match of epic proportions.
There you go. That's how we're going to hype it, at least.
Duh.
Duh?
Duh.
Yeah,
Now,
it's a great map. I mean, we talked in the pregame show. We have to give Ret the favorite, but that doesn't mean we can count NightEnd out.
Exactly. I mean, NightEnd definitely has the capacity to do a lot. He is a standard player.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads, I hate to say it, leads towards Ret's advantage because Ret's standard is monstrous.
Yeah.
Right? Once he gets that 144 drones, I mean, what are you going to do?
He goes monster mode.
He can make a lot of Zerglings with that.
Yeah. He can make a lot of anything with that.
Of course, not actually 144 drones. But by the time the game's ended, he's probably made something around that because he loses so many drones just defending with just drones.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's all he sees a void race, like, oh, I'll just make more drones.
Got it. He's like, oh, I'll make 30 sport crawlers. One of them will come up, defend against it, and then I'm safe.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He has an economy from before. He's all good to go.
Sounds like an amazing strategy.
Nevertheless, we're just kidding, of course. Ret does love his drones.
He's really good at making them, too. It's funny. Like, I have a lot of experience playing him ZVZ, and I have to rely on, like, timing attacks to beat him because if we both just, like, try to make drones, somehow, like, I don't miss injections. I don't know what happens. And he's, like, 20 drones ahead of me. And I'm like, what just happened? How are you at 70 drones right now? You know, it's like
we're the same race. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm like looking at my queen energy, like I must have missed something, and it's like
it's at one. It's like, wait, what just happened? Spawning pool is going down. NightEnd just doing the very smart thing of going ahead, sending out that first pylon probe, pylon scout, if you will. Puts down a gateway. Now, the big problem I always find out with PvZ is what opening do they start with? What can they go to be able to defend against something like, you know, fast Zerglings or something that threatens this Nexus coming down over here?
Yeah, I mean, the safest Protoss opening is obviously like a 3-gate expand, where you just like do a sentry expand. It's safe versus any kind of Zergling, pressure, anything like that. But the downside is that when you're playing a player like Ret's caliber, you don't need to do a build that might put you behind. You need to do a more aggressive build. You need to do maybe a 1-gate expand kind of play.
Yeah.
To keep up.
Or even something like a 4-gate, just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
A 4-gate double gas, because we don't really see that anymore. And one big thing to note is you can put 2 force fields. It's a little bit more costly than the ramps. You can put 2 force fields across, and it will stop any form of reinforcements coming out here. So if you're playing against a player like Ret, maybe look like you're doing a 3-gate, just expanding, whatever it might be, taking a little bit of position, making it look like you're just going into that shark mode, but all of a sudden, boom, and you're hitting your opponent with those sentries and stalkers.
Well, you know what else I think would be really good? The Kiwi Kaki style, where you actually do 4-gate. You have both gases, but then you just expand. So where you're capable of putting pressure on your opponent, but then you're like, hey, I don't have to. I haven't stopped probes or anything.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna go expand.
That's actually the exact style that I use on ladder because it's so effective. And I think, honestly, most Zergs don't witness that. And you can get, you know, that catching off guard factor. If they don't make spines, they're in a lot of trouble. Yeah,
they are. They really have to read it. And then that also brings up other builds that goes into that, like the Nexus cancel.
Yeah.
5 gates, like. You know, talk about abusive builds. We do have 2 more gateways being thrown down, so we are up to 3 gateways. Chrono Boost is going down continuously on that Cybernetics core to get that Warp Gate research up. And from Ret, what do we have? Drones.
How many, though?
He is.
That's the question. He's already has an advantage, 3 on his opponent. Probably going to be a lot more pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 40 drones, 30 probes coming out. Like that, because I see that all the time from Ret. I'm like, oh, it's 40 to 30. Okay, he only has a 33% advantage on his opponent. What?
Ret's going to take a third right now.
Oh, poop.
And yeah, so we have Protoss moving out here. He's going to take his expansion. He's going to. He is just going to play very safe with these sentries. He's going to warp more sentries in. And I'm expecting a Nexus to go down any second now. But, you know, Ret's already kind of read his opponent. He's already like, well, he's just going to play, you know, a 3-gate expand or a very safe build, and Rhett's going to have a monstrous advantage.
Yeah, I think NightEnd definitely has to do something right now, but I don't think he has capacity to. That's the biggest problem. I mean, yeah, he's just defending up. Rhett is going to... here's the big problem with NightEnd right now. He doesn't have any eyes on the map. He needs a probe out there. That's something that actually I was talking to Mr. Whitera about, and he always says you need to have a probe out on the map, and you'll always see him playing, and once he thinks his first probe is in danger, he sends out another one instantaneously. That's just how he does it. This hallucination is good, but it's going to come at a time where he can't even react to this third, so why even get hallucination at that point? He needs to scout earlier.
Yeah, he has hallucination. He also has a forge up, and neither of these are going to help versus the style Rhett's playing. Rhett's playing a very economic, kind of a greedy style, considering he didn't even know necessarily exactly what his opponent was doing. Like, he could have 4-gated him or something, right? It was a possibility. But we also have he reacts with a photon cannon. I'm just not understanding the read.
I'm not either. I think he wants to attack, and then that's going to be his defense back at home. But still, look at that differentiation between drones and probes. 53 drones to 32 probes. I was terribly wrong with my read. I said only 40.
You said 40 to 30.
To 30.
See, even Ref found 10 more to
I know.
To
He's just popping them out of nowhere. And now these roaches come out. The roaches are going to be way, way too strong for his opponent. And honestly, he could probably just mass up Roach Zergling for now and overwhelm his opponent just by the sheer amount of production that he's able to produce. Or by the sheer amount of production from the 3 hatcheries, I should say.
Yeah. And he has a queen on every hatchery, so he can get maximum inject. We do see that Rhett has not missed an inject yet, which is pretty standard for him. He has really good mechanics. In Brood War, he was known for his mechanics when he played, so I don't expect anything less from him in Star 2.
Yeah. Now Robo Bay is going down along with the Twilight Council. A little bit of an interesting play. I don't know why he... Okay, I think he's going for more of a +2 timing with the Blink Stalkers, and he's just going to get Observers out for now. But still, it just feels so weak to me. Now taking the gold expansion, Rhett is further extending his lead. He doesn't know if his opponent has this third or not. Of course, we know that he doesn't. Now finally going to be checking. Looks one Zergling coming over here. But as soon as that gold comes up, or as soon as NightEnd scouts that gold, it's going to be that instant key off to say, hey, do something right now. You have to attack, else you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And of course, Rhett is just going to prepare after this, getting a lot of upgrades, a lot of units. And he's going to intercept this attack coming in from NightEnd.
Okay, we're 10 minutes into the game, and Rhett has 73 harvesters.
That seems very reasonable.
What? So that means NightEnd's now going to go and try to take a third and play a macro game when he's so far behind. Like, I feel like he needs to apply pressure. He needs to kill an expansion. He needs to do something because Rhett now has his maximum economy, and now he's just going to start, like, pumping roaches, like an insane amount of roaches.
Yeah, I'm really, really worried for NightEnd right now. I mean, I don't know what he can do. Nothing's happened, but I don't know what he can do to get back into the game. That's how huge of an advantage Rhett has right now.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how this guy does it. It's so clean. You can see that the gold expansion has finally been taken. The hatchery has finished, connecting the creep even. And the army is just getting so much bigger. 154 supply to 100. We're going to be seeing Rhett max out by the time NightEnd just hits maybe 120 supply. That is a huge disparity between these two.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Actually, a little misfire here
I saw that.
on the Stalkers. Almost actually take down one of his sentry.
I know. That's hilarious.
Yeah. We do have Rhett, though. Huge roach ball coming in here, attacking these cannons, putting pressure on the third, and at the same time using a 2-pronged attack. Now Zergling sprinting into the natural, actually taking down the photon cannon. I figured he would have just went straight into the main.
Yeah.
But he does take down the cannon. The roaches are still applying pressure at the third, so he's forcing NightEnd to split up his army, and his army is just so much smaller than. I just don't know what he can do.
Yep, there's the huge force shields that go down on the right-hand side, but there are just too many roaches. Now the roach is finally just going to target fire this one Nexus. Meanwhile, these Zerglings are still doing tons of damage. And oh no! Attacking the Twilight Council! He's going to kill his own Twilight Council! NightEnd, this couldn't go worse for him. Losing the third, losing the Twilight Council, and now forced to back up into the only thing that he has, the natural. No probes on the main. Income tab showing 29 harvests to 77. Oh, this is disastrous. Now the roach is coming up here. He will be able to segment off, but with too many force shields, that's a huge, well, not a huge, but that's a little bit of a mistake over there. 4 force shields is very unnecessary. Now the roach is just going to swing around to the left-hand side. Rhett doesn't even care right now. He has double his opponent's supply. He has just about as many drones as his opponent has units.
Yeah, I mean, Red is just playing absolutely flawless at this point. Not only reading his opponent, but, you know, reacting to it, getting that advantage that he needed to get into the situation that he's in now, which is, you know, it almost looked like NightEnd never had a chance from the beginning of the game.
And NightEnd just trying to struggle on right here. We can see one Overlord dropped in creep. It's going to be a little bit cheeky over here, but that main has been resaturated. I want to put that in quotes. If you saw my hand gestures.
If you could only see those fingers.
I know. If you could only. And NightEnd knows that he needs to do something right now, but with 80 supply against holy guacamole. Corruptors now into the fray. It looks like there's going to be a huge push coming in from Rhett again. What is NightEnd going to do? He's just going to chill out over here. He has like nothing though. 88 supply to his name. Income tab again showing 76 to 37 harvesters. I don't know what NightEnd can do.
I think, yeah, I don't think NightEnd's going to be able to hold this. This is a lot of stuff. He's definitely going to lose these Colossi, and they are getting focused by the Corruptors. Corruption is going down on him as well, and there is a smiley face.
GG, well played. And it looks like Red, somehow or another, is unstoppable.
Yeah.
You said to yourself, you don't know how he gets those drones out. So many times to see 40 drones versus 30. That's just like the standard that I always see in PvZ. And
this
then
is like 52 to 30.
It was absurd. Yeah. It was literally absurd. I don't know how that actually happened, and not a single attack happened. And NightEnd was leagues behind his opponent.
Yeah.
It just is mind-boggling. We're actually going to go into game number 2 and see if what can NightEnd do really to get back into this. He needs to actually do a timing push or some sort of absurdly abusive macro style.
Yeah.
But something needs to be worked on. We're going to go in there. Rhett is a monster, and let's see if he can continue that spree in game number 2.